Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be asking a very big question. What is the best tier in Blitz? Because, of course, there's many tiers. Tier 1 to Tier 10. That's 10 whole tiers in the game. Now, I'm only going to be counting this about Tier 7 and up because, yeah, the tiers before, they're just kind of for fun. You know, if you're playing Tier 6, I don't blame you at all because it is a very fun tier. I've played my KV2 every now and then this month, and it is quite fun to get at a chuckle, one-shot a Tier 5 or Tier 6 opponent, but overall, no competitive player, or in general, most people aren't going down the Tier 6 every day to enjoy their battles. Usually, you're finding your ways in high tiers, which is Tier 8, Tier 9, and Tier 10, or if you want to count it, Tier 7, but I still kind of count Tier 7 towards the lower end of the tiers. Now, Tier 8 is my personal favorite in the game, and it's taken me a while to realize this, but when you start playing Blitz, you're bred into feeling that Tier 10 is the end-all and be-all of the game. You're bred that you're thinking, okay, I'm at my Tier 1, I want to get that Tier 10. It's going to be the best tank of the line. You make your way through the Tier 8, make your way to the Tier 9, to the 10. You need to get the crew, blah, 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 but once you get it, you kind of feel like you've done it. You've gotten yourself a Tier 10 vehicle, which is awesome, until you get bored of it, and then you move on to the next Tier 10, or at least that's what I did. I always just wanted to keep grinding new lines. That's something that I love in Blitz, is unlocking new vehicles. Sadly for me now, since I've got, like, 8 million free experience lying on my account, I'm never, ever going to have to grind a new line again for, like, the next 5 years if I sat AFK, but nonetheless, I do like the joy of grinding a line, and getting a new Tier 10 tank is really fun, but at the same time, I do find Tier 10 to not be as fun as some of the other tiers in the game, especially like Tier 8. Now, right now, you may be wondering why I'm not shooting at the enemy. I just want to get some spotting out. Spotting the enemy team, knowing where they're going before you shoot, is always something that's smart, because now I can shoot at that KV4 as he is crossing. I'm not really sure what he's doing, but yeah, it's fine. We'll just reload here. But back to what I was saying. I personally find Tier 8 to be my personal. Now, of course, this is a personal opinion, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But for me personally, I do find Tier 8 to be the most enjoyable tier for me. And the reason for that being is because you're actually able to put a very big impact on what happens in the game. Wow, whoever shot that guy, nice shot. ISU, yeah, pretty good shot there. But the thing about Tier 8 is you can actually make a pretty sizable, increase in your win rate on a Tier 8 game than Tier 10. In Tier 10, if, let's say, you're playing in, I don't know, FV2 and 5B, which is a pretty decent heavy tank. It's not my cup of tea, but you can do a pretty good job in it, especially if you know what you're doing. Now, you can try your best, get a 4,000-5,000 damage game out in the 2 and 5B, and still get a defeat. Oh, that's a Scorpion. I forgot he was up here. But you know what? There's one HE. Let's just get these HEs out really quick. I don't even care if this guy shoots me. You know what? I'll shoot you, you butt. I wanted to get that Scorpion, but well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. But you'll notice here that Tier 8's just really easy sometimes. I've just stomped through the enemy team already. I've got my second shell loaded in. We're going to try and get a nice shot into the T-34-100, get a second shell out. Like, this tank does a great job. And, yeah, the Progetto is a pretty overpowered vehicle. I gotta say, it's pretty dang broken. But the thing is that you kind of enjoy playing tanks like this in Tier 8 because you actually can make a pretty sizable increase in your win rate in a Tier 8 game. Like this ISU here, he's going to get pretty easily slapped from us, and I'll give him a little bit of a love tap maybe here. Oh, I guess we don't even need to, but got the black prints on my booty. Oh, no, we don't. I guess the enemy team's not really doing a great job right now, but let's get a shot into the SU-130, give him a love tap, and finish off the TVP VTU. So this game here, we did a pretty solid job. We did over 3,000 damage. We were able to do a very, very good job deleting enemy tank after enemy tank after enemy tank. And when I'm playing a vehicle like the Progetto, it's pretty much a guaranteed win almost every time I play it. Now, I'm not sitting at the highest of win rates in this vehicle, about 70%. Like, obviously, that's high, but it's one of my older vehicles. But if you get up vehicles like the Emil 1951 or other tanks like that, you can easily sit at an 80% win rate if you're good enough. And yeah, 80% win rate at Tier 10, yeah, that's usually not heard of. And that's one thing I don't like about Tier 10, is that it takes so much effort, and especially nowadays, it's almost like a chore when you're playing Tier 10 that you have to do good. Because, you know, when I'm playing Tier 10, I remember telling Batchat Begins, which is a fellow YouTuber, we used to be in Void together. It was quite fun when we were in there. I do miss the good old times. But pretty much I remember telling him, and I still tell him this, that whenever I do a good game in Blitz, it's never like, oh yeah, I just did a 5K game. It's always like a stressful experience that I didn't even enjoy. Sometimes I just want to get out a nice, easy 3K where I just want to win the game and move on to the next battle, kind of like Tier 8, where, you know, like this game here, I'll probably just easily destroy the enemy team and move on to my next game. I like that. That's the nice thing about Tier 8, is I can comfortably play a game and just get some nice shells out and destroy the enemy team. Now, I am a little worried because there hasn't been anybody spotted yet on the enemy team heavy side, but yeah, whatever, I'm just going to push through. But as I was saying, it's much easier to just kind of enjoy your experience in Tier 8 than I do find at Tier 10, because it just requires so much more effort at Tier 10 to do well, and you're getting just sometimes not even great results out. You know, 5K in Tier 10 is great, but you can get a 5K out in Tier 8, and it feels a heck of a lot better, and it's also a lot more of a rush sometimes. Let's get that final shot onto the Palgetto. There you go. That's about 600 damage. I love getting the clips out in this vehicle. I haven't played this tank in a long time, and I can tell you that really, after not playing it, it is such a fantastic Tier 8 medium. It's definitely overpowered. If I didn't say it was in the video, after playing it now, yeah. Being able to get these clips out like this is pretty dang stupid. But at the same time, it is a very fun vehicle. There's one shell into the 047. Let's go for two. Man, this tank is just... But back to what I was saying. I do find Tier 8 more enjoyable. And it is actually because of overpowered vehicles, but not only overpowered vehicles. First of all, oh, that's not great. I don't want to be shot by all of the enemy teams, but it's not only because of really, really good tanks being in Tier 8, but it's just in general, there's a lot more vehicles in Tier 8 to play, which of course means a lot more fun. We're gonna shoot that 047. Come on, poke it, buddy. He just won't poke it. Gosh dang it. He's just going to do this for like the next year, isn't he? Alright, well, we're just going to do the old trick called ignore him and do something else, because people that have enough patience like that, yeah, that's something I don't have, is patience. So we could try and come up behind him. Oh, okay. Well then, I don't like that very much. Hello, 047. Let's get a nice shot into you, and, well, I guess it didn't go too well for him in the long run, did it? And there's another nice shot. Oh, but our team's not doing great. Oh, gee, I don't like this. This is not great. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is I've got a choice. It's either deal with the same XM4, or, I'm hoping that he shoots the T-3400. Sir, move, please, please. Yes, okay, this is where we get that fantastic clip out. But, like, if you were losing this game in a Tier 10 scenario, you probably wouldn't be able to do much to carry it. Now, I'm praying that this T-28 defender misses. Oh, he did. Oh, he did, and my teammate blocked me. Don't you love teammates? But, nonetheless, we still got a pretty nice shot out onto him. We got that smasher coming up behind me, which isn't really what I want, but he missed, so, woof. This game is just a whole roller coaster of emotions, isn't it? All right, let's go for that smasher. Finish him off, because it's a smasher. We all hate them, so goodbye. Won't miss you in the slightest. And now we got vehicles like the IS-3 Defender over here. Wow, just every corner I pull around is a new vehicle. But, nonetheless, we're doing a pretty solid job so far. IS-3 Defender missed me, which is going to give me enough time to reload the second shell in my clip. And yeah, we're doing a pretty solid job this game. Let's get that second shell out. Hopefully this defender's reloading his clip, which would be fantastic for me. I'm not sure if he's actually reloading it. I'm really hoping he is, because we'll probably die if he's not. But at the same time, you know what? This was a good game nonetheless. We did 4,500, and as you can see, it just seems so much easier to get out super high damage games in Tier 8 than Tier 10. Granted, we were in an overpowered vehicle, but like you can see, I can easily talk while I'm playing the game, get almost a mastery out, 4,600 damage, and it's no sweat. You know, if I did bad and I lost, oh well, big whoop. But who cares? Because it's Tier 8. Who cares about Tier 8 stats? So, overall, I do find Tier 8 to be the best tier in the game. It requires very minimal effort to have a very enjoyable experience. It doesn't require, you know, to get out these ridiculously high games. And honestly, 5,000 in Tier 8 is just as hard as it is to get out 5,000 in Tier 10. Because Tier 10 can be really tricky depending on how bad your team is or how quick the battle goes. Tier 8, it's quite easy sometimes to get out a super high damage game because you hold a lot of influence. Usually, people aren't as skilled in Tier 8. That's just how it goes. Granted, there are a lot of teams that I've had at Tier 10 that, oof, yeah, you don't want to talk about them. But in general, Tier 8, it's very, very easy to put a big sway in the battlefield. In Tier 10, I'd say I can put about a 20 to 25% sway on the games, depending on how well I do for that day. In Tier 8, I'd say I can put an easy 50 to 60% sway into some of the games, especially if I'm running a tank like the Progetto or the Mil 1951. Vehicles like this, I can easily sway 30, 40, 50% of the games to a victory, which is great. But yeah, I just find Tier 8 so much more enjoyable. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. It's something that I've really been kind of struggling with deciding. Tier 9, I actually enjoy a lot as well because it doesn't have all the stress of Tier 10, but you still get to run very close Tier 9 vehicles to what the Tier 10 counterparts are, and some of the tanks like the Standard B or the Emil 2 are very strong in general, and they're able to get out really good games even though they are only a Tier 9 vehicle, even against Tier 10. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I love Tier 8, and I honestly think that Tier 8 requires the least amount of stress, and it's very fun no matter what. You might have a bad game, but just pull out another Tier 8. Pull out your T49. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, hopefully all of you are doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and to be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.